His name's Horgs, my ex-housemate. For new people to the show, welcome. By all means, welcome. Take off your shoes, unless you're driving.
We have access, I suppose, to a treasure trove with Horgs, and it's in the form of a spreadsheet. He keeps it on his desktop. It's ideas.xls. When he's not at the cutting edge of children's book sales, which is where he spends his days.
Not today, sick. He's at home. And we've managed to get him...
Slightly back from that edge.
That's where we've managed to get him.
His brain's not sick.
And he joins us now. Horgs, you there? Oh, not sick. Now, Horgs, we've got a new opener for you.
Really?
You ready?
Yeah.
Horgs Inventions.
What do you think, mate?
Is that it?
Yeah.
Just so people, when they hear that, they'll know the segment's on.
But it's got nothing to do with money.
What was your
Sorry,
request?
what did you want to get?
It was, money, money, money. Do you want some money? Horgs Inventions.
Okay, sorry, that's right. You have said that 25 times.
That
every
does
time
ring a bell. That rings a bell. Sorry
we
about
don't
that.
actually give you the one you want.
We'll
That's
get
right.
onto that.
That's
We'll
right, we will get onto that.
We'll record that and then just replay it next time, all right? Louder.
Okay,
With
good.
bass. We're going into the inbox. Sorry, mate. That's straight onto the to-do list.
We know you're sick, mate. First of all, I'd like to tell everybody something that Horgs told me of a round of golf of the weekend.
Yeah.
Horgs, you've become the ambassador for a charity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe so. Or I think so, yeah.
Yeah, well, do you know what the charity is?
It's, the Stroke Foundation.
Yep.
Well done, Horgs.
And how come you got asked, Horgs?
Well, they're doing something called a Stroke of Genius.
Yeah, and they've called upon you, mate, as the genius.
Who else would they call?
Exactly. Now, can you tell me...
You didn't, so obviously you must have lied about the success rate of the inventions.
Now, Hawks, they rang you and said, hey, can you give us an invention just to kick off their idea? And, on the spot, you fired two back at them.
Yeah.
Can you just tell me what they were again?
The first one, which they didn't like, which was a bit embarrassing, was gumboots with lights on them.
Okay, gumboots with lights on them so you can see where you're stepping in the dark if you're a farmer.
It's always, because if you've got gumboots on, it's the sun's not about because the clouds are around.
Yeah.
You probably need the light.
Yeah. And what was the second one?
Could just be a rainy day.
What did the second one they went with?
Second one was the U-turn indicator.
Yep.
Because... if you've got the indicator on, well, people think you're turning right. Well, I'm not. I'm turning more than right. Doing a U-turn.
I'm turning right plus.
To which I said to you, what does the U-turn indicator look like? And you said, I don't know. Anyway, that's not today's. That is not today's.
It could just be a brighter indicator.
All I'm saying, all that says to people is that you're giving out ideas and inventions willy-nilly. You come up with them a dime a dozen.
Doesn't matter if they're a good idea, it's a good cause.
Exactly. Horgs, tell us today's, everybody's waiting, 131060 with your checkbooks ready for any questions. But come on, investors we need. Take it away, Horgs.
Well, newspapers, they've done really well over the years.
They have definitely done well.
And, the good parts of newspapers, you can sit down there with your mate. If he's got nothing to do and he hasn't got a newspaper,
Yep.
you can give him the sports section or the cars section.
They can be separated. Yep.
That's separated, do whatever you want.
They come in sections.
Now, if you're sitting there reading a novel with your mate, you can't separate the book.
Cool weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? So, what I've invented is the detachable book. Right, so...
Just at a time in the world where books are really taking off.
That's my industry, mate. So,
He's a book salesman.
Books are taking off. Books
so
are coming back.
The detachable book.
Detachable book, right? So, this is a really good book. Read half of it. That's what you can do in the detachable book. You couldn't do that in the normal book.
Horgs, I don't think it's entirely a bad idea. On my recent holiday, I had a book. Megan forgot hers. I was halfway through it, and she was saying, I'm so jealous, I'm bored, you're always off reading the book.
Yep.
And I thought, gosh, you should start this as soon as I'm finished. And she said, I'd love to.
Yeah.
I should have detached the first few chapters and given it to her.
Yeah.
How does it detach, Horgs? What's the physics of it? Like, does it unzip, or what are we talking?
No, it's like it's a normal book, so it's just paper pages, right?
Yep.
And on the very left-hand side of the page is just a strip of magnet. Right?
It's a lot of magnets.
A magnet per page.
Magnet per page, right? So
That's a heavy book, Horgs.
Okay, Brendan.
very thin bit of magnet.
Yeah, I know, but they're not going to stick.
But if it's thin, it's got no power.
No, but when there's so many thin magnets, it all gets, becomes a thick bit of magnet.
True, many thin magnets becomes a thick one. Brendan, you're on 1360. Quick question before you invest a lot of money.
My question with the book there, Horgs, is if you're reading the first half of the book, you can't give it the second half to your mate to read because they've got to read the first half to get the second half. Is that not correct?
Right, yeah, the only way this works, someone has to read the first chapter. That's all I'm asking.
So for while the first chapter's being read the first time, it is not a detachable book. Once someone's on to chapter 2, then it's detach away.
Yep.
Horgs, can I just say from a design point, why don't just make the chapters detachable? I think
per page. We don't need to perforate every page.
If you've got a 500, for instance, a Da Vinci Code, 500 very thin paper pages.
Yeah, War and Peace would be a real hassle with detachable pages.
Well, let's keep the magnets, though, and we'll do it in chapters.
Okay. Tracy, would you like to use this?
I would love it.
There you go.
I love it. My husband is constantly stealing my book. He waits for me to start and then pretends I'll go to bed and I'll look at my bedside table and I say, "Where's my book?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know." He hides it so that I don't read it, and then I catch him reading it at other times.
Well, Tracy,
I mean, we found our first customer here.
Are we hearing an investment of sorts? Would you put money forward for a prototype?
I would.
How much are we talking, Tracy?
Oh, what's the standard rate?
Oh, no Horgs?
200.
200?
$200.
That better not be grand.
How many? $200, Horgs?
Yeah, $200, yep.
Tracy?
Seems like a very low amount to invest in a prototype.
How about 200 cents?
Horgs?
Not interested.
Not interested.
Okay, so the first shareholder meeting has ended in disarray.
Dominic has an important question for Horgs.
Hi, boys. I love the show.
Thanks, Dom, and welcome to Get Rich Quick with Horgs and Hamish and Andy.
Well, my question's just for Horgs. As a bookseller, Horgs, one of your probably main jobs is to sell as many books as you can, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So if you've got a detachable book and it's got 10 chapters and that's 10 detachable things, can't I give those chapters to 10 people? Isn't that 9 less books than what you're selling? If it was just a whole book?
It's still one book you're selling, though.
Yeah,
but it promotes sharing, Horgs, and it erodes the customers.
Well, it doesn't really, because if you want to buy a book, if you want to read a book, it's not as if you'd ever buy half a book.
Well, not until now, because it wasn't readily available.
Because Borders would have said, "Sir, you've torn this book in half."
and you would have replied, "I thought there was magnetic pages."
Don't I just have to pay $15?
She's got a point, Horgs, because
it's all shrunk wrapped together. It's one book.
I know, but the thing is, if you're giving it to if
your book's so popular that people want to share it, if you don't have detachable books, you might be making people buy another copy because they can't wait till their friends finish the first copy.
Okay, but the thing is here, it's costing. See, now we've got to get to price.
Okay,
right?
okay. Yep. So is it going to be 10 times more expensive than a regular book? Is that what I'm about to hear?
No, I think we can go up to double.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're saying to people, you're now paying twice as much for your book, but you can share it and increase the risk of losing chapters.
Tam, you have some very bad news for Horgs, Tam.
Yeah, Horgs, mate.
Yep.
My uncle, he's already invented that.
You're lying.
He sells them just out of He just sells them out of Ballarat.
Yep.
And what he does is he detaches it himself and he puts them in a binder. So you can have 2-3 books in your one binder.
So, Tam, what do you mean he detaches himself? He buys regular books, takes the pages out and then puts them in another binder and resells them.
Yep, that's right.
That sounds terribly illegal.
How much does he whack on for the service of binding the book?
Oh, not much. You could probably get a novel for 10.
$10. So
Buy for 30 in the shop.
he's losing money, Tam. But so what it like for a new release book? Say it's $25. How much would it cost me to get the shareable version from him?
I don't, because he's got to unbind them. You see, so if you buy them, you've got to add for labour. So maybe like you're probably looking at maybe 30, 35.
So it's only $10 more.
Yeah.
Horgs, you were going to charge me 50.
This is unbelievable. So he's buying it from a store and then taking it home, cutting it up, and binding it.
It does sound like that, Horgs.
I don't know this. I don't know the exact details, but yeah, he's already thought of it. Sorry.
Again, I don't know the legalities.
No, all I'm doing is I'm buying Avatar and then just putting it in a case that says Hamish's awesome trip to Pandora, and just selling it for $50.
Hamish and Andy.